Isn't it fascinating how some of the most powerful health secrets aren't tucked away in some high-tech lab, but are sitting right there in our kitchen cabinets? Well, today we're putting one of those ancient remedies under the microscope to see if timeless wisdom really holds up to modern science.
Oh, we have all been there. You've just finished a fantastic meal, but instead of feeling great, you're left with that heavy, uncomfortable feeling. The bloating, the gas, a little bit of that acid reflux. It can totally ruin the whole experience. It's a super common problem, but what if the answer has been hiding in plain sight for literally thousands of years?
So, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by looking at just how widespread this issue is. Then, we'll meet the ancient remedy itself. From there, we'll dive deep into the science hiding inside the seed, explore some of its other, surprisingly broad benefits, and then wrap it all up with a practical guide on how to use it safely and effectively. First things first, let's just set the stage. This isn't just some minor annoyance for a few people. Digestive discomfort is incredibly common. It's practically an epidemic, affecting people of all ages, no matter what their diet looks like.
And these symptoms, they're really at the heart of it all. That feeling of pressure building up, the awkwardness of gas, and that burn of acidity, they're all signals that your digestive system is having a tough time. And that is exactly the problem we're here to tackle.
So, let's pivot to a potential solution, one that's been trusted all over the world for centuries. It's simple, it's easy to find, and it's called coriander water. In India, it's called dhania pani, but the use of coriander seeds for health goes back at least 3,000 years. Seriously, this is not some new wellness trend you saw online. This is a tradition that's been passed down from generation to generation based on centuries of seeing it actually work.
And its use wasn't just in one corner of the world. As you can see here, it has a truly global legacy. In Ayurvedic medicine, it's a go-to digestive aid. Traditional Chinese medicine used it for stomach aches. They even found these seeds in the tombs of Egyptian pharaohs. And the ancient Greeks, including Hippocrates himself, used them for their healing properties. This stuff has a serious worldwide resume. So, what is actually happening here on a molecular level? Is this just an old wives' tale, a placebo effect, or is there some real hard science to back up these ancient claims? This, my friends, is where it gets really fascinating. So, let's meet the star of the show, a compound called linalool. Just look at that number. It makes up a massive 60 to 80% of the seed's essential oil. It's famous for its calming, antispasmodic properties, which is just a fancy way of saying it helps relax muscles. Okay, so let's break down how this all works. Linalool and some of its friends in the seed work in a three-step process. First, they actually encourage your body to produce more digestive enzymes so your food breaks down way more efficiently. Second, that antispasmodic effect kicks in, relaxing the muscles in your gut and easing those painful cramps that cause gas. And third, it helps keep your gut bacteria balanced, stopping the bad guys from going wild and producing all that extra gas. Now, this is a super important point. We're talking about the seeds, not the leaves, which you probably know as cilantro. They are chemically totally different. The leaves have compounds that give them that bright, citrusy, sometimes soapy taste, right? But it's the seeds that are absolutely packed with linalool, giving them that warm, spicy, floral aroma, and all those powerful digestive benefits. For what we're talking about today, the seeds are where the magic is. But wait, the story does not end with digestion. Not even close. Modern science is discovering that the benefits of these tiny little seeds are surprisingly broad and incredibly powerful. Just take a look at this list of effects. Research shows coriander seeds are potent antioxidants, meaning they protect your cells from damage. They have anti-inflammatory properties, they can help lower bad cholesterol, they might even help manage blood sugar, and they have broad antimicrobial effects. This little thing is a true multitasking super seed. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The scientific community is taking this really seriously. A recent review actually calls coriander a functional food, which means it provides health benefits way beyond just basic nutrition. And get this, a promising candidate for developing new medicines. This is ancient wisdom getting a brand new, modern, scientific seal of approval. Okay, so it's powerful. We've established that. But that brings up a really, really important question. With all these active compounds doing their thing, is it actually safe for us to use regularly? Let's get down to the practical stuff, how to actually use it, and maybe more importantly, how to use it safely. So you've got two main ways to prepare it. The gentlest method is just to soak about a teaspoon of seeds in water overnight. Then, in the morning, you strain it and drink it. Simple. For stronger effect, you can boil a tablespoon of seeds for about 5 to 7 minutes, strain it, and drink it warm, usually after a meal.
All right, this slide is absolutely crucial. On one hand, you get that amazing relief from bloating, gas, and heaviness. But on the other hand, there are some really important precautions. Because it might lower blood sugar, people with diabetes need to be careful and monitor their levels. Pregnant women should definitely talk to a doctor first. And, moderation is key. More than 2 cups a day is probably overkill. Now, to put its safety into perspective with some science, let's look at this number. In safety studies, scientists figure out something called the LD50. It's the standard way to measure a substance's toxicity. For coriander seed extract, that number was over 5,000 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. To put that in plain English, that number is incredibly high, which tells scientists that this stuff has a very, very wide safety margin.
And this is backed up by the big guys. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, officially classifies coriander as generally recognized as safe, or GRAS. So while it's definitely powerful, it's also considered very safe to eat in normal amounts. As always, the best policy is just to listen to your body.
So we've gone from a super common problem to an ancient solution. And we've seen how modern science is finally catching up and validating what healers have known for centuries. The evidence is pretty compelling, isn't it? The next time you're feeling that post-meal blah, the answer might not be in the medicine cabinet, but waiting right there for you in your spice rack. The science definitely suggests it's worth a closer look.